What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we have a very special video for y'all today. We are going to be talking about how to take down JMK, GK, Cat without using any GLs in a single attempt. So the team we're going to be talking about right here is Dash, Cat, and Vandor Chewbacca. Already right off the, first thing you guys are going to notice is the relic requirement here. This is, you don't need these relics, okay? You do not need a Relic 9 Vandor Chewie. You don't need a Relic 8 Vandor Chewie. I just did that because I thought it'd be fun, and it's fun. It is pretty fun to have a Vandor Chewie that just hits really hard and just has an enormous amount of health. I'll talk about relic requirements first. We'll go over mods, and then we'll kind of talk about how this team works, why it works, and how it might actually be a pretty good option in 3s and maybe 5s. We'll see. We'll see when 5v5 comes around, but maybe. Okay, maybe. So relic requirements. I would definitely say you need an R5 dash. Definitely need an R5 dash. Dash, you really want him to kind of contribute in terms of not dying, I guess is the best way to put it. I mean, he really doesn't have a huge role on this team other than his lead, but you do need the Omicron. Cat should be high relic anyways. Honestly, like, she should be 7 or 8 anyways. So I would say there really isn't a minimum for her. Just because it's Cat, you should have her high no matter what. Vandor Chewie. Okay, now Vandor Chewie is probably the single most important role on this team. I would say relic requirement for Vandor Chewie, I would say, I wanted to say 5, but I'm like, his mastery really adds a lot to his kit. You definitely, I think, need a 6 or a 7 minimum. Okay, if you have a 7, I think you're in good spot. If you have a Relic 8 Vandor, you're in a very good spot for this team. The only reason is because if Vandor takes a big hit, you want to make sure he survives. If he dies, this whole team falls apart and it's over. Yeah, let's get into the modding. So Dash, I have Dash modded for speed and health. I don't think you need your Dash to be this fast. Honestly, I would say if you get him around 300, he's okay. Plus, he gives himself plus 20 speed anyways. But get him around 300, I would say. The whole point of him being around 300 speed is you want him to actually take turns. Take turns. You're going to be dropping his AoE on cooldown pretty much. You're going to be using his basic a lot. Only use his special to dispel if you can actually dispel, because under the JMK team, they do gain a lot of buffs, and his first special does deal more damage for each buff dispel. So this is actually a really good way to chew through that bonus protection, because that's kind of the first step of the whole fight. Cat. Now Cat, her modding's actually very similar to Dash. Her health and damage really don't matter. You don't need her this fast either. I would say for Cat though, get her around the 320 to 330 mark. And the reason for that is you want her to take as many turns as possible to reduce the cooldown on Force Sleep, to reduce the cooldown on her Xian. So, but the health doesn't matter. The offense doesn't matter, because she's going to die. Straight up, she is going to die. That's why the health doesn't matter, because she's basically a zombie. So who cares what her health pool's at? Her damage, again, doesn't matter what her damage is, because, as Xian is, it ramps up her Force Sleep. But the thing is, when she dies, she is going to lose this stacking, I believe. Most characters that have a stacking effect, when they die, it resets. So she just needs to be fast just to take turns. Okay, so here's where the modding gets really strict. And this, there's no other way to mod it. It has to be this way. Vandor Chewbacca needs to be all health, 0 protection. If you have a little bit of protection, like 1,000 or 2 or something like that, that's not terrible, but you want his stats to look like this, where he has just a bunch of health from his mods and you're not getting any protection from his mods. And the reason for that, guys, is he gains 80% more max health and he loses 40% of his max protection. So we want him to have that small protection pool. Now again, I know with the Omicron it doesn't really matter, but this is how he becomes prepared. Is anytime he regains full protection, and he regains protection anytime he's buffed and other people take damage. So let's go over Ferocious Protector and how this works. This is a very oddly worded unique, but I'm going to break it down so you guys can understand it a little easier. So basically the way it works is anytime he's buffed and other scoundrels take damage, they recover protection based off 10% of his max health. No, sorry, he recovers protection based on 10% of his max health, and other scoundrel allies recover half of that amount. So if his max health is just, 300k or something like that, which it will be under, dash lead, dash unique, and then cat unique, on top of his unique, I think he's somewhere in the neighborhood of 392 or 394, if my math is correct. They're going to be recovering 5% of that. Anytime they take damage, as long as he's buffed. However, if he's not buffed, this whole unique's turned off. And then anytime they're defeated while he's prepared, they come back with 60% max health, and he's no longer prepared, but because we have the dash armor card, we're always prepared. The other thing about Ferocious Protector I want to talk about is, while he's buffed, he has 100% counter chance. So the other thing that's really cool about this is, against the JMK team, you're not going to be critting a lot. So we get advantage when on our basic, which is really, really important, because anytime we're buffed, he has 100% counter chance. But the thing is, we're not going to lose that advantage, which means we can keep it for a really long time and wait to set up for a big shot when there is no bonus protection. Then we can land a really, really big hit with Freedom Fighter, which does damage based on his max health. And you give bonus protection to target ally and himself for 2 turns. And if he's prepared, which he's always prepared, it deals double damage. So, we're going to have the offense up, the crit damage up from dash. You're going to have Xian, which is going to be really, really nice. And then on top of that, we're going to have advantage. So we're constantly going to be counterattacking, but we're not going to lose that advantage. So we'll kind of always be buffed. All right, so let's just break down the fight. So this is the Kenobi I'm going up against. 584 speed, 11k offense. He has Relic 8. We have a Relic 8 GK here. A lot of health, a lot of protection. 230 speed. We do have an R5 cat. She's modded for speed, decent health, decent protection. Not super thick, but that's fine. I'm going to break down the fight and kind of explain it step by step. It's actually pretty simple. So the big thing is surviving that first force leap. Majority of the time they will go for cat. That is the nice thing here, because the AI is usually hard-coded to go after cat as a priority target. I have had it where they go up against Vandor Chewbacca, and when I've tested this in Arena. This is only the second time I've actually done this in GAC. But yeah, as long as they go after cat or dash in that opening hit, you're good. So you have a 66% chance of surviving that opening hit. I think it's a little bit higher just because cat, like I said, the AI is hard-coded to go after. And you'll notice Vandor gets like hit a couple times, but they pretty much ignore him the whole fight. Yeah, so funny enough, like I said, this is the second time I've tried this in GAC. The first time I tried this was a few weeks back because I was doing a no GL challenge. I was doing no GLs on offense or defense, so it really made me think outside of the box and try to figure out, I'll be like, oh crap, here's a JMK, what am I going to use against that if I can't use GLs at all? And I tried this team, and I timed out. Because I was kind of goofing off and didn't really know what I was doing at the time, and I was like, oh wow, this actually has a fighting chance. So I once I saw this team again on defense, I didn't waste any time. I immediately did it off stream. I didn't want to risk any crashes. So yeah, so the first force leap, you go after the taunt, the tank, whether it's Mace, whether it's GK. Obviously, if you have an open hit on cat, use the first force leap on cat and take her out. Then the rest of this team is easy. But like I said, for the most part, they're pretty much going to be ignoring Vandor. Vandor has all that bonus protection. Even if cat were to force sleep him now, it's not going to matter. It's just like, I feel like we have a team full of zombies right now. You know what I mean? Like, so right here, now we just got to get through. We got to trigger the savior next. And then we kind of have to look for a window where they're out of their ultimate. JMK is not going to go into his ultimate, and we have to make sure they have no bonus protection. That way you can land some bigger hits. We can let it crit with like cat or dash or Vandor Chewie. So we got a nice armor shred there on cat, and then here we dispelled. Unfortunately, it got the dodge, and then right there with Vandor, that was a nice hit. We got the savior triggered. So now we just gotta wait for him to go into his ultimate again, and then when he pops back out, we should be able to kill cat. But I think this is a good option for people that don't have JMK. If you're someone that has cat, this is a good team to work towards. Vandor Chewbacca, guys, is one of the most underrated characters in the game. Honestly, like, He is so good. Probably one of my favorite characters. I mean, you honestly can put him on any team, because while he's buffed, the enemy does 20% less. I think it's 25, 20 or 25. They do like less damage overall, so it's almost like that, like the GL unique, where you know the GLs take less damage. But yeah, Vandor is a lot of fun. I used to run him under JMK with Cat at the same time, so like my Cat would die a million times in mirror matches in arena, but because I had Vandor there, it was a lot of fun. I would run, like, I think my team was, what was it? It was JMK, Cat, Gas, Vandor, and Clone Wars Chewie, because Clone Wars Chewie is also Galactic Republic Scoundrel. So yeah, so we're just making our way towards Cat. This might knock her out. Got close. But as you can see, anytime people take damage, Vandor Chewie gets all of his protection back. And then we're all constantly recovering protection anytime we take damage. So it's just like, this team is like near impossible to kill. And the cool thing is, even if your opponent doesn't set JMK and you're trying to use this is still a very, very powerful team. You'll be able to take down a lot lesser teams with this. And I think we finish them off here. All right, let's rewind. Let's rewind that big hit from Vandor. Where is it? So that's roughly 180k against JMK, and he's a GL, so he's taking 30% less damage. Pretty solid hit, and again, that is based on his max health, guys. Okay, that's where those numbers are coming from. You don't mod him for offense, you don't mod him for crit damage. Health. That's all you need on him. And we get a 66. Guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. I do believe there is a 5v5 version of this team. I'm still working it out. I think I'm going to definitely throw L3 on there. It just makes sense. I'm not sure who the 5th is going to be, because I might want an extra pre-taunt, just in case, you know, if you go against a traditional JMK team, Snips is going to obviously dispel the taunt on L3, so I want to make sure I might have 2 pre-taunts at the start. That way I can, you know, eat that first force sleep, and then I'm good. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this team. I mean, I'm super excited about this. Unfortunately, this video is coming out at the end of 3v3, but you know, in the future, next time 3v3 rolls around, there is an off-meta one-shot counter to JMK Cat, which is kind of crazy to say out loud, but pretty cool, because you know, GLs are very, very difficult in 3v3, but this is a cool team. And real quick, I know you guys are probably thinking, what do you do with JMK, your JMK, if you're pulling Cat off the team? Well, you can put Cam on there, you can put Barris, you can put double tanks. I mean, really, in 3v3, it is a little bit harder to kill JMK without Cat. In 5v5, I think it opens up the doors to, you know, Gas, Bad Batch, if their Bad Batch is like geared, you know, all the way to like Relic 8, stuff like that. But I think for the most part, I think it's okay. I think it's okay to pull away Cat from JMK. I mean, it may seem a little bit strange, but I mean, we're using a non-GL to take down JMK, so I think it's worth it at the end of the day. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think about this video. Please, you know, feel free to give me a like or subscribe if you feel like it, and you know, share this with your guildmates, or you know, some of your buddies that are struggling against JMK in GAC. Again, I think this is a good option for people that don't have JMK, or if you're someone that's like me and likes to set all your GLs. This is just another non-GL counter we can add to our toolkit. Thank you so much, guys, as always, and I will catch you all in the next video. See ya.